Along to Beatles Tuesday. Hold on a sec. I after forgetting after forgetting to pour my glass of water. Most important. I'm a little bit croaky. Yeah, I have a seasonal cough thingy going on this year, and I haven't shaken it. So important to be hydrated. So even in this nice cool weather. Anyway, that's not what you're here for. I am here because it's Beatles Tuesday, and today we're doing a kind of a ranking of their albums, and there's one or two iffy ones in there, and mainly all good. And the best top 10 Beatles are what they have in the mono box set. That's just mainly pure class. We start off with this one, Yellow Submarine, and that's number 10. Mainly because of George Martin's orchestral doodles, and not very impressed with that. And I can see why they did Songcrack's album. That's a better album to get into than this one. This is kind of only a half an album, if you can see what I mean. Next is Help, only for me, really, just to put something there. Really, this is a 10 out of 10 album. Absolutely fantastic album to have. One of their soundtracks, their second soundtrack, and it's kind of their first soundtrack was where they wrote all their own songs for the first time, and this one went back to their early formula of original songs and cover songs, and it's the first single I ever played was "Help" by the Beatles, and it was their soundtracks that I got into. That's how I discovered their music. Just like Elvis, I got into his movies when I was a kid, and that's how I discovered his music. At number, that's 10, 9, 8 is Beatles Abbey Road. And and I'm always saying it, what spoils this album for me is Maxwell's Silver Hammer. And it's kind of like the classic case of almost perfect album, except for one song. Queen Night of the Opera is the same as this one here. One good song spoils an almost perfect album. And I like this mix. I didn't like the 1980s CD pressing of this, and I also really enjoyed the 2019 mix of this album, which I have to get on physical media. It's on the Apple iPlayer. All the mixes are on the Apple iPlayer. So we have 13, 12, number 11, 10, Let It Be, and fantastic album. 35 minutes long. The banter is a bit annoying. It kind of grows on you after a while. That's why I enjoy Let It Be Naked. Kind of, it's much better. It doesn't have the kind of just banter. The banter would be good if it was in something like a Beatles live in the BBC studio and stuff like that, but not on a official album. It kind of it destroys the fraught, or takes you out of the verisimilitude of it, and that kind of why I have these ones a little bit low down in the queue, so to speak, in the Beatles playlist. This is one I really enjoyed, the second album, and a lot of Beatles fans kind of don't kind of listen to the early stuff. I do. I kind of really enjoy it because they're Elvis fans, and they kind of show their kind of rock and roll roots in their early albums, and no harm too, and that's why they call themselves the Beatles. So I highly recommend this album. Another 10 out of 10 album, and I think the American version of this album, Nicolas Cage in the film The Rock, he paid £500 for an original pressing of this album. You can check that album out. I live in Glastonbury town, and Nick Cage lives in Ballsburg, which is about 5 or 10 minutes away. I think I'm the only person in Glastonbury who has not yet met Nicolas Cage. So there you go, kind of like being in Ireland and what you call it. I'm after losing my train of thought there. So hello, hi, hiya. Thank you for coming along this live stream. And what number we are now? Hold on, we go back and have a look at what we have. Sorry, that's just wrong. I'm all over the place. We have Yellow Submarine at number 13. Number 12 is Help. Then we have Abbey Road at 11. 10, Let It Be. 9, With the Beatles. Then their debut album is Please Please Me. And that's very, very good. An excellent debut album. And it's just really, it's just a collection of what way would you put your Beatles album in a Beatles playlist. That's all we're really doing here. They're all 10 out of 10. So this is a fantastic debut album. And the story of how it was made is very, very good as well. And so that's my producing train of thought there. 10, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Number 7, this might upset some people, Sergeant Pepper. And it's an absolutely fantastic album, masterpiece. Uh, the back is on the CD is much better than the vinyl. The vinyl, they have all the lyrics. I can't read any of the lyrics. I get motion sickness looking at the lyrics. And they have a wonderful, wonderful inside sleeve. Hold on now. There we go. Excellent pop art. Wonderful, wonderful pop art. So that's 7 in the playlist collection. And then we going into 7, 6. Yeah, we're getting down 6. Revolver. Absolutely gem of an album. 35 minutes long, like Let It Be, but this is much better. And if you've not got this in your collection, please go and get it. It's absolutely a fine, fine album, and I highly, highly recommend it. Up after Revolver, and we're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're in my top 5 now. So Revolver was number 6, and then we have number 5 is It's a Hard Day's Night. Phil Collins is in this movie, believe it or not. He's just a kid in it. He's in the audience. And this is the first album they wrote all their own songs in it. They didn't stick to their usual format. And an excellent cover as well. So really, really good. And I like the way they did their 3 movies. They had a black and white movie, color movie, and an animation, and then they just called it quits after that. Then we have number 4, Rubber Soul. Absolutely fantastic. I prefer Rubber Soul over Revolver, although that can chop and change, but I think this is a much, much better album. And as George Harrison said about Rubber Soul and Revolver, he said they're really parts 1 and part 2. They're kind of a double album. That's Rubber Soul. And then we're into our top 3 Beatles albums. Beatles for Sale. I really, really enjoy this one. It's a kind of a forgotten gem. They look really tired or after doing lots of touring and stuff like that. And it was kind of just a rush job, but I really, really enjoy it. And again, it shows their rockabilly roots. And they're kind of a rockabilly roots band that discovered LSD and did all their psychedelic stuff afterwards. So that's the Beatles, Beatles for Sale, my third favorite Beatles album. And then we have Magical Mystery Tour. That's my second favorite Beatles album. And it's a fine album. If you haven't got this in your collection, please, please do go out and get and put it in your collection. You will not be sorry. Strawberry Fields is on this one, and Hey Bulldog and other good stuff like that. Or not Hey Good Bulldog, Flying Blue Jay Way. Your mother should know. I am the Walrus. Hello, goodbye. Strawberry Fields Forever. Penny Lane. Baby, you're a rich man. All you need is love. and Magical Mystery Tour. What more do you want? An absolutely perfect album. So that's my second favorite Beatles album. And my number one is the White Album. That's why I have a poster of it up there in the background, and it's just absolutely a fantastic album to have. I have the vinyl of it as well on 180 grams vinyl. I have to get the box set. I'm going to get the CD box set of it eventually, and it'll be interesting to hear this on the Dolby Atmos, the mono mix of it on the Dolby Atmos that's included in the White Album CD box set. Thank you ever so much for coming along my streaming adventures with me, and I hope you're having a very, very good day. It's nice and bright out here in Glastonbury town, and I'm hoping you're staying safe and enjoying whatever it is that you are doing. Thank you, and we will look forward to talking to you next Monday, Elvis Monday, Beatles Tuesday. And thank you for all the likes, the shares, and sharing your stories of your musical journeys with me. That's what I look forward to on this channel the most. Thank you ever so much.